much, readers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am making the third installment of the book adventures series that I started back in 2020. So recently I read Nick Groff's Chasing Spirits, the building of the Ghost Adventures crew, and I want to discuss it. This video is going to be filled with spoilers because I am going through chapter by chapter on what happens and kind of giving my opinions on everything. So, you know, take with that what you will. If you want to click out of this video, no judgment here. I'm going to try to make this like a little shorter than my usual videos of this series because, like, oh boy, I was having way too much fun dressing up as Zach Bagans, let me tell ya. And I do tend to ramble a lot in my videos. So as for non-spoiler section, I'm just going to tell you guys a little summary of this book, what I thought about it overall, and give my overall thoughts and opinions. So what this book is about is actually, it's a nonfiction book, obviously, by Nick Groff. And it's basically just about like his like insight on how he built Ghost Adventures as it is today. And also a little bit about his like past and stuff and like just growing up and stuff, and he feels like he's like not a psychic or anything like that, but he's more in tuned to the paranormal and ghostly experiences. And it was just overall an interesting read. Let's see. And also he digs into basically like what it's like to work in TV production and get your show out there. And like he also started the Ghost Adventures documentary, and like it kind of shows like a good insight onto like the behind the scenes of before Ghost Adventures even started, and I really enjoyed that. Overall, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, but I will not be keeping it on my shelves, unfortunately, just because I feel like Zach's books, like, they're way more entertaining, because Zach is just like kind of a goofy guy. If you've seen my other videos, you would know why I'm keeping them, but yeah. Anyways, so let us go through chapter by chapter what all this book entails. So the first chapter of Nick Groff's Chasing Spirits is basically it's actually technically the introduction, and it's just an introduction of his life and how he came to chase spirits. So he grew up near New England, where ghost stories is very told a lot and very socially acceptable to be told, because there's a lot of ghost stories in New England, because a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of places there are haunted, I guess. And like the ghost stories are not really that hidden, so growing up he was around that a lot, and that's kind of why he feels like he's more sensitive to the paranormal, especially as a kid. But he says in his book he's not psychic, and he mentions that, obviously. And he also says he has a lot of his he lost a lot of his sensitivity as an adult, which I really enjoyed. Like, I don't like it when people claim that they're like psychic without really backing it up, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I just enjoyed that he mentioned that. Let's see. And also you learn in the introduction that Nick Groff is a horror movie buff, and he was when he was a kid as well. So it provided a lot of good insight onto who Nick Groff is. And yeah, it was very interesting. So in chapter 2, He talks about his close encounters with death when he was 8, where he like fell out of a tree and he like lost consciousness and stuff. And then after his near-death experience, he like had his first ghostly encounter when he was 10. I can't really remember what the ghostly encounter was. I think it was he like saw an apparition in his kitchen, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it was interesting. He also mentions that in this chapter that his grandma introduced him to the paranormal a lot because she was super into UFOs and like aliens and stuff, and like it's very, very interesting. Yeah. Chapter 2, he talks about how he discovered his love for filmmaking when he was in high school, and how he got into film through his school's like TV program, and that was pretty interesting to read about. I don't know. I remember like way back in the day, I think like it was probably like when I was in elementary school, like, well, I'm only 22 years old, but you know, way back in the day. um, yeah. But I remember it was a lot of fun because I think that my elementary school like had a TV program. I wasn't in it, and I think that it was like connected to like the middle school that we were like friends with, I guess. So a lot of us attended that middle school, which I did too. But yeah, because I remember like the kids in the TV program were a lot older than me. Wow, that's a interesting fond memory. Anyways, okay, chapter 3. He talks about how he met Aaron when he was going to going into being a film major in college, and it's very interesting because like I don't think that was mentioned that Nick met Aaron before Zach in Zach's book, because I remember Zach saying like that he met Aaron first and then like he got introduced to Nick or something, but like I don't know, like I don't know. It could be my memory, but yeah. So how Nick met Aaron is actually through like his like this like this like lecture on like filmmaking in college, and like Aaron didn't attend that college, but he like attended the lecture, and yeah, it's very interesting. In chapter 3, Nick also talks about when he and his future wife took a haunted places road trip together for like spring break, and he caught something on film, and I believe that was in like the not it was in like Goldfield, Nevada or something. No, I think it was actually no, it was in Midspa Hotel in Nevada, and I think he was just filming like the windows, and he caught something on like something going by in the window, and I don't know. I would love to see that video. Actually, that'd be super cool to see. Um, Chapter 4, he talks about how he proposed to his wife, which was super cute, a very cute moment, swoon worthy, honestly. And he also talks about meeting Zach, because like Zach was a DJ for Nick's wedding, which, you know, honestly, if you've seen Zach, he does look like he can mix some serious beats right there. Okay. I don't know, and like his album Necrofusion, superb. Okay. And then Nick also talks about how he worked on a lot of film projects with which like mainly consisted of a lot of wedding gigs, and then he thought of the idea of ghost adventures. He called Zach when he thought of the idea, and they got Aaron on board, and they started making their documentary. So in chapter 5, Nick talks about like how the investigation in Virginia City, and about their documentary, and how Nick and his wife were also during that time struggling financially. So it was a very interesting read, that chapter. So chapter 6 discusses Nick talks about the investigation at Goldfield Hotel, and about how Zach and Nick were trying to prove credibility for their evidence, which I did really enjoy. I did really like how Nick talked a lot about Ghost Adventures is about proving credibility, and I feel like they did a lot of that before Nick left, but after Nick left, in my opinion, I feel like they're not really as credible. Maybe it's because well, I don't want to say that, but I feel like I was gonna say they might want to make a couple of quick bucks, but I don't know their intentions, but I feel like they were more credible when Nick was in the team. Unfortunately, in this book, Nick does not discuss why he left Ghost Adventures. And I still don't really know. I don't think the world really knows anyways, but if you know, I'd love to know in the comments down below. Okay. And then chapter 7, Nick talks about editing the documentary and having almost lost all the footage from a editing mistake, which I can relate. That's happened to me a lot. And then he also talks about being rejected by a lot of film showings until the Sci-Fi Network picked his documentary up, and it led to Zach, Nick, and Aaron wanting to do a TV series because they had so much fun filming and making the documentary. And I don't know, I did really enjoy this book. I don't know. Anyways, chapter 8, Nick talks about how they sold the Ghost Adventures TV show to Travel Channel, and about their first investigation at Moundsville Penitentiary. And then also about the process behind filming the show and editing it together, which is super cool. I don't know. After reading this book, I learned a lot about TV and TV programming and stuff, which I didn't think I was gonna get, because I thought it was just gonna be Nick's memoir, Anyways, chapter 9, more about the episodes and locations they explored, and also how Nick realized that he's a public figure, and now he tries to be more presentable. So he talks about how in the beginning he dressed all raunchy and stuff, and not so put together, but then towards when he discovered that, he was oh, I'm gonna wear better clothes and just look more presentable, because he is in the public eye. And I did really find that interesting. I never really thought about that towards Nick. Yeah. Chapter 10 is about how to communicate, about how to communicate to ghosts from Nick's point of view, his tips and tricks, which was very interesting. I, however, will not be investigating anything. I just think it's interesting because I watch a lot of ghost TV shows and YouTube videos and stuff about ghosts, and I don't know, and people investigating, and it's interesting, but I'd be too scared. Okay, to be honest, we have a ghost at my job, and we call her Patty, and I've had a couple of crazy experiences with her. Not really, like not that crazy, like Ghost Adventures crazy, but like I had like a breath in my ear when nobody was around, and it wasn't my hair because my hair was like up, not against my ear. I I don't know. I heard like a moan when nobody was around, like it was kind of like a moan giggle, like a really deep giggle, and that was the end of that. I like literally like the next day I was so freaked out, and I was like, I told Patty, I was like, hey, don't bother me, and she hasn't, so that's good. But I feel like investigating for myself, like I'd be too scared. Like, no thank you, I don't want that. Anyways, chapter 11 is about the Moon River Brewery and being like how like Nick felt, and like how he was being taken over by a spirit, and how it was basically a spiritual game changer is how he described it, and like meaning he now realized that spirits can harm him because that spirit did take over him, which, that is why I do not communicate with spirits. I like to watch ghost shows, but I don't like to investigate or talk to anything. Chapter 12 is just about his favorite haunts that he investigated in some goofy bits, so that was fun to read. Especially like, I don't know, the cookie episode where like, so they were in an investigation, I can't remember, and it was like during like some time, like Valentine's Day or something, and the hotel had cookies for all the guests, and like literally they grabbed the cookies and like put them on the floor, like in front of each door. I don't think they grabbed the whole entire tray of cookies. I think it was just for like giggles, I guess, to do that. But I don't know, I think it's pretty funny. Chapter 13 is about the Linda Vista Hospital, which was a crazy episode for Zach, or for Nick and myself, because I remember that well. Nick, he saw an apparition of a woman in the Linda Vista Hospital, and that he talks about how that really changed his perspective on the paranormal for the better. Chapter 14, his career outside, is all about his career outside of Ghost Adventures, how he made other TV shows, and he has a clothesline, which is interesting. I learned a lot. I thought like he was just into Ghost Adventures, and then like after Ghost Adventures, I know he did a couple of other shows, I think, which were not that the best in my opinion, but yeah. And then he also, outside of Ghost Adventures, writes music. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the song, but like he wrote like the lyrics down in the book, and I'm having necrofusion like flashbacks. Okay. Chapter 15 is just about like the closing chapter, and it's just about how grateful he is for his life and his spirit, and all about his like spirituality and beliefs a little bit. So that was very interesting. I feel like a good way to close the book of this book. It was a very interesting book, as you can tell. It was just a lot of like factual stuff, but yeah, I feel like even if you don't watch Ghost Adventures, I'd still recommend reading this, especially if you want to get more into TV and stuff. Yeah, it's just an interesting insight. But yeah, there's a lot of like interesting tidbits in here, and yeah. Oh wait, I did I did highlight his his song. It's called Life. I don't really want to read it, but if you want to listen to it for yourself, it's called Life from his album The Other Side, and I think it's just, you just type in Nick Groff Life or Nick Groff The Other Side or something, but yeah, interesting. Anyways, yeah, I always have fun filming these YouTube videos, especially book adventures, but unfortunately this time I didn't dress up as Zach Bagans because I'm obviously not reviewing Zach Bagans' book. The last one, hopefully, I believe, is gonna be, I don't know, probably a shorter video because it's like Zach's book about ghost hunting for dummies. And like, I was thinking about a good conclusion to this series, and I was thinking, oh, I can read that and then I can investigate ghosts, but like, honestly, I don't want to do that. So I think it's just going to be a short, like, review. I still have yet to decide, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I know that the book adventures series isn't so popular on my channel, but it's still a blast to film and read these books. But yeah, also comment down below if you enjoy this series and if you've read Nick's book before. I'd love to know. Or anything you want, you can comment, whatever. A ghostly experience, maybe. I don't know. But if you want, you can subscribe to this channel, but you don't have to. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video and have a good day. Bye. Hey guys, so if you do want to follow me on other social medias, I am on Instagram and Goodreads. I post frequently on Instagram, so if you guys want the little updates and everything, be sure to follow my Instagram and my Goodreads.